That's not what a bass does. Oh, I'm playing the melody to a song. It's Scrapple from the Apple. It's a great tune by Charlie Parker. But you play the bass. You're supposed to groove out on all those low notes. Oh, well, I can do that too. Yeah, that's what the bass does. Well, the bass can do a lot of things, but it's supposed to play bass lines. That's it. I guess we'll just agree to disagree. I think bass players should always learn the melody to a song, and I'm going to give you 5 reasons why. Learning the melody gets you deeper into a song, and this is essential for bass players. When we're learning bass lines, we often are very focused on the harmony. And the harmony is important, but it's only one part of the song. Our job is to support the song, to outline the song, to lay down a foundation for the song. And all of that is generally built around the melody. The melody dictates the form of the song. The harmony is written to support the melody. We really need to know the melody to be able to support a song. If we know the melody, then we can use that melody to inform our bass lines. Think about if I'm walking behind Scrapple from the Apple. Notice how I put that kick in around the melody? It's going to make everything sound more unified and sound like I'm playing the song, not just an AI putting together some generic walking bass line behind Scrapple from the Apple. You basically can't really understand a song until you've learned the melody. So why not try playing it on your bass? Why not learn how to sing it? That melody needs to be in your head. Learning melodies builds your chops and technique on the bass. Now, if I'm going to play a walking bass line behind Scrapple to the Apple, it's going to use a certain technique. It might sound a little something like this. All right, if you think about that, now I used a certain amount of fingers. I'm playing steady quarter notes here in my right hand. I'm playing in one specific register of the instrument. Now, if I play the melody to Scrapple to the Apple, it's going to be something a little bit like this. I'm playing steady eighth notes right there, so this hand really has to have that alternate picking together. I'm using all 4 of those fingers to fly through those notes right there. I'm playing in a totally different register of the bass. It's a totally different thing that's really just going to make everything I do with my fingers stronger. And believe me, whether you play 100% bass lines on your gigs or you mix it up between bass lines, solos, and melodies, building those chops through learning melodies is going to just expand your palette and allow you to do so much more on the instrument. Learning the melody gives you ideas for your solos. Improvisation always starts with the melody. It may evolve to a point where the melody's not completely obvious, but great improvisers will always start there and work their way out. Think back to the early days of jazz when Dixieland musicians were playing on the street, right? It was all about the melody and how they could shape it and let it evolve into something else. kind of like this. That was the melody, but I embellished it and I could go further with that. It always starts with the melody. And if that's not enough for you, listen to Stevie Wonder take a harmonica solo. You always hear the melody, but it goes in a little bit different places. It's the best way for your listener to connect with your statement. So you should always learn the melody before you start improvising on a song. And that extends past that too, right? Think of, in particular, jazz. There's a lot of songs with similar chord progressions. I don't know, think 2-5-1 maybe. And that means that if you learn a melody to a song over a 2-5-1, you could put it into another song as part of your solo. You build this catalog of phrases, which is super important. Learning to play melodies teaches you about phrasing. When we learn bass lines, we think of certain specific rhythmic structures, different emphasis points for the music, technical attack on the way we play the line. And that's what makes the music groove. And it's always a little different. Say, for example, let's take Scrapple from the Apple, and I'm going to play it as an Afro-Cuban tumbao. It might be a little something like this. I'm playing the music with an emphasis on the and 2 and 4. I'm really digging in with my right hand, and I'm trying to play notes a little bit shorter to get more of a percussive feel. If I play that as a swing tune, I might do something a little bit different, something a little bit more like... I'm trying to connect those notes. I'm being a little lighter in my right hand, and I'm trying to emphasize beats 2 and 4. I do all those things because I know how to make the music groove. Now, playing a melody is a little bit different. I need to think more legato. I need to think more connected, and I need to think about articulations, things like slides, hammer-ons, pull-offs. Play some notes longer, play some notes shorter. So if I take the first measure of that melody from Scrapple to the Apple, just playing it sounds like this. But if I add some articulations and phrasing, it might sound a little something like this. Now that sounds a little bit more like a wind player or a vocalist. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, hey, but I'm not a saxophone player. I'm not a singer, but you are a bass player, and you can bring some of those ideas into your bass lines. So you might play something a little bit like... All right, you noticed I put some hammer-ons in there. I did a little slide. It's all going to give a unique and distinct phrasing to your bass lines that are going to make things your own. And overall, it's going to make you a stronger musician and a better bass player. The last reason might be the most important. Somebody might ask you to play the melody on a gig. 99% of the time, our job as bass players is to lay down the foundation and to support the group. But when you're playing a whole night of music, you need to mix up the arrangements a little bit. Whether you've got a saxophone, a pianist, or a vocalist playing the melody, you need variety to make it through the long haul of that gig. So it's not out of the question to have the bass play the melody. And do you really want to turn down the opportunity to take the spotlight for like 30 seconds when you've been playing behind the band all night long just because you can't play the melody? Might be a whole lot easier to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I stand by that. Bass players should always learn the melody. But what do you think? Do you think bass players should play melodies? Have you ever played a melody on a gig? Does learning melodies help you learn tunes? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments and let's talk about it a bit. If you're enjoying the videos, please hit like. Please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you get updated about all the new videos. And thanks for watching. I'll see you very soon.